I fell in love with the wild terrain of northern New Hampshire in the mid-1980s. I bought a remote log cabin a few miles from the Connecticut River, and then to celebrate, I headed to the White Mountain National Forest to hike a portion of the Appalachian Trail. To distract myself on this raw, socked-in, early October day, I meditated upon the paucity of wilderness in the East. A global extinction crisis alarmed conservation scientists. Most public land reserves, they warned, including designated wilderness areas and the largest U.S. national parks, were too small to support viable populations of many native species, such as wolves, cougars, and grizzly bears. The loss of biological diversity was greatest in smaller parks, but species were disappearing even from the 2-million-acre Yellowstone National Park. In 1975, biologist Jared Diamond had urged conservation scientists to design networks of large reserves connected to other protected lands rather than continue to protect small, isolated tracts. It occurred to me that the Appalachian Trail could connect wildlands from Georgia to Maine along an Appalachian wilderness backbone. A widened trail corridor could link protected landscapes on existing and future public lands in its vicinity. Hundreds of roads crisscrossed the landscape, and private landowners might not immediately warm to the idea. These obstacles did not discourage me, because, I reasoned, if there is merit in an idea, broadcast it. Earth First published my proposal in the spring of 1987. I took possession of the log cabin and 37 acres on New Year's Eve, 1986. My land was rocky, wet, and sloped to the southwest. A year earlier, the former owners, no longer dwelling there, had hired a local, unsupervised logger to cut some wood. He cleared away 3/4 of the land, leaving the occasional paper birch standing. The edge between my clear-cut land and trees belonging to Diamond International formed the western property line. Trees on my neighbor's land to the south constituted the southern line. The road served as the eastern boundary, and an unkempt stone wall marked the northern bound. I spent $100 on a cord of split dry firewood that lasted less than a month in the homemade basement furnace I inherited.